Builders of boys, makers of men. That is the mission statement inscribed across the walls and down the hallways at De La Salle. An all-boys Catholic high school located in Warren, Michigan. De La Salle is home to 763 students, of which nearly 70% of the student body is involved in at least one of the school's 13 athletic programs. While De La Salle itself dates back to 1926, the 90-year-old school has a relatively young hockey program as the newest of the 13 varsity programs. And as the Pilots enter their 18th season on the ice, they welcome in a new coach, Craig Staskowski.
Truth is, De La Salle is, I always felt like as a person involved in high school hockey, it was a sleeping giant. It was a program that had all kinds of potential. I felt that there's been good seasons in the past, but I feel that with the kids that are at the school, the kids that go to the school, that this could be a program that could be good for year to year.
One way or another, we approach the last day of our journey, right? One way or another. And 9 months ago, we started putting the work in, and here we are. Part of the journey, we had some highs, we had some lows, but ultimately, this team is created based on the journey we've had. The stuff that we've done together, the things that we've gone through. That's what's created this. And I'm only going to give you guys 5 things just to kind of take with you as you go through this next 51 minutes. Play with your heart. Don't let anybody outwork you. Give maximum effort. Don't leave it on the ice.
A new coach and a new regime means everyone begins 2016 with a clean slate. Staskowski and his staff start fresh in a new home, while the players, both upperclassmen as well as incoming first-year players, reset their minds and get a fresh outlook on their high school careers.
I think it starts with our coaches. They're intense guys. They like to keep on us. Last year was a little more laid back. And one of the big things is we skated a lot last year, just skated, and now this year we incorporate skating a lot into our drills, so we don't have to spend a lot of time doing it at the beginning or end of practice.
He's a really cool guy, really fun guy to be around off the ice. He's really intense on the ice, but that's what you really need out of your coach. He's not here to be your buddy, he's here to make you better, so it's really good for the team.
I'm going to start throwing individual guys off the ice. Because I really don't sense that you guys really brought it back.
At De La Salle, the motivation is to develop young boys into proud men, and with that comes high expectation of such things as their athletic programs. The school has won 13 MHSA state championships in the last 27 years, from football to lacrosse, baseball to soccer. There's a culture and an expectation of winning. The Pilots hockey team hasn't enjoyed that same level of success yet, winning 4 regional championships and reaching the Final Four twice, but has yet to claim high school hockey's highest honor.
I get the impression at De La Salle High School, every sport at De La Salle, they want to win. It's and do things right at the same time. But so what I like about De La Salle is I feel that there's an expectation. I feel there's an expectation of doing something really great, and I look at that. I love that because it motivates me every time I come to the rink.
I feel like when teams see us doing as good as we are with a new coaching staff and pretty much a whole new varsity team, I feel like they're going to see, De La Salle's serious this year. They're not taking anything lightly. They're going to be a program that's going to compete each year, and they're going to compete for the state championship.
A retooled roster and fresh outlook from the coaching staff ignited the Pilots as they won their first 4 games of the season. The offense soared, scoring 23 goals and simply overpowering the opponent, thanks in large part to the Pilots' trio of seniors, Thomas Hernandez, Gregory Pine, and Matthew Pelto.
We've been lucky, like with our team. Like we have three, really good captains who not only have done a great job as far as their work ethic and being a leader as far as like what they should do, on and off the ice, but also as far as production. I mean, they've been three of the guys who have been very valuable to us as far as getting some timely goals and helping us out with some of the successes we've had so far this year.
I think it's because everybody knows that they don't have to be the superstar, that they can rely on each other and they can expect everybody to do their part and play their role on the team.
I feel our strength would be our offensive play. I mean, yes, our defense is strong, our goalies are strong, but I feel like our forwards with the forechecking and offensive play, we're going to make plays, and we're fast. We're a fast team, and we'll be able to skate by teams if we are all playing good.
Together, the three captains combined for 13 goals, producing one of the highest scoring forward lines in the state during the month of November. However, a trip to the Upper Peninsula will present the team's first challenge, facing Marquette on consecutive nights. At the Lakeview Arena, the offense struggled to find its groove against a gritty opponent.
There's something about playing kids from the Upper Peninsula. They're gritty, they're tough. They play a different type of hockey. Like, they're going to finish their hits, they're going to block shots, and I think it's like a learning lesson for your kids to see like these are the type of games that you have to play to beat the better teams. This is the commitment you have to make. You want to separate yourself from the teams you play against. So if someone's doing it against you, you have to do the exact same thing. I mean, it's you don't want to give anybody an advantage. And Marquette's one of those teams that, they were physical. They finished all their hits. They took away a lot of space on us. It was probably the first time this year that we weren't able to run around a neutral zone offensively like we were. And we struggled a little bit, but at the same time, it gave us a chance to figure out how to play. I mean, like in games like that, like we started putting the puck deep. The second game, I know we tied, but I was extremely happy with our performance. When I look back at it, I'm so glad we went to Marquette, and I think it's actually helped us out, so far this season.
Playing in 2 overtime games on consecutive nights offered an important wake-up call to the group that had been relatively unopposed in its first 4 games. And the schedule only continued to increase in difficulty when DLS returned home to face MIHL opponent UD Jesuit in back-to-back nights as well.
First period, it was really fast back and forth. I think they were up 1-0, then we came back 2-1, then they made it 2-2. Then we came out in the second period really focused and ready to go. We scored 3 goals to make it 5-2. And after the third, we kept dumping the puck and pressuring them, playing really well. And I want to say the last third of the third period, we kind of let our foot off the gas a little bit. And UD's a really good team, and they came back and put a lot of pucks in the net.
Overtime for the third time in 4 games, the Pilots let a 5-2 lead slip away in the third period and found themselves in an all-too-familiar, uncomfortable territory. Gregory Pine's second goal of the game and 5th goal from the Pilots' top line staved off a late comeback attempt from U of D and earned De La Salle its first MIHL victory of the season. Finding a level of comfort in naturally uncomfortable situations like the do-or-die environment of an overtime game is the mark of a good competitor. Being able to excel in certain places where others would succumb to the pressure.
I don't know if I could even put into words how important it is to play in these playoff type games during the regular season. For us to be, not only to play in these games, but to be successful. I mean, we've won a couple. And the one thing I really like about our group is it doesn't seem to phase them. They just play. Every one of those games that we won, I don't look at us winning because of luck. I think we create our luck. We press the other team. and created our puck luck and getting those goals.
With each win, the level of expectation rises. And as it rises, so too does the pressure to succeed. With a daunting schedule ahead, the uncomfortable conditions and demanding test of mental fortitude are only the beginning.
2, play with passion. In this moment, this is your opportunity to create something to be remembered by, about how you represent yourself, how your team represented themselves, and the foundation that you are setting for every team that plays after this one.
A 7-1-1 record to begin the season put De La Salle in the discussion amongst top teams through the state in 2016.
I mean, of course, we want to win a state championship, and that's our main goal. But I would say that, you know, as a team, we probably just try and focus individually, one game at a time, because, you know, we got. I'm not going to kid ourselves. We got a lot of work to get to the level we want to play at to win a state championship. So one game at a time, in and out, and we'll take it from there.
But when the Pilots took on the number 1 ranked team in Michigan, Birmingham Brother Rice, and handled the Warriors with a 4-1 win, thanks in large part to sophomore goaltender Andrew Gruitt's 28-save effort.
When I found out I was starting the Brother Rice game, I just had the mentality to go in as aggressive as possible. Take away Clement's shot. He honestly he snipes goalies all the time, so I just really was going to be really aggressive and just shut them down and give my team a chance to win. And my team put up 4 goals against Brother, which is more than I can ask for. I held them to 1, and we got the W.
Gruitt and junior Brandon Compton underwent a bit of a learning curve during the first half of the season, rightfully so, as both of them were exposed to varsity hockey for the first time.
Goalies I have to say, were probably my biggest worry coming into the season. We have a sophomore and a junior. The sophomore and the junior both played JV last year, so they've impressed me so far. I'm really proud of them. They're hanging there every day. They're staying strong. They've been playing good, so I think our goalies will help us a lot this year.
The 2 rookies, as well as the defense in front of them, took time to mature. But a commanding 4-1 win over top-ranked Brother Rice put De La Salle among the elite, solidifying the back end and rounding out the Pilots' dominant offense with a stingy defense.
I think the big thing I look at this season with our team is that your goaltending, your defense, your forwards, I feel all 3 aspects we're going to be good. I think that we have the potential to be a good defensive team and already have shown signs of being a very good offensive team. You know, I think we have, you know, the skill set to be a very good team, you know, on the penalty kill where we were able to kill out penalties. I feel, you know, offensively on the power play, we have the skill that we can make teams pay if they're going to play a certain style of game against us.
This win over the Warriors legitimized the Pilots as contenders and proved that this team was capable of not just beating the best, but being the best in the state. 4 days after the win over then top-ranked Brother Rice, De La Salle would face off against newly crowned number 1 team, Detroit Catholic Central. It's a rare instance in which a program has the opportunity to play the number 1 ranked team in the state in consecutive games, but it provided the Pilots with yet another stage to prove itself.
When Pine, Palto, or Hernandez are on the ice and we need a play happening, you kind of want to give them the puck more than anybody. They're top 3 in points by a wide margin. And whenever they have the puck, you know they're going to do something good with it, make a scoring play, or put the puck in the net or give someone wide open.
The team's leading goal scorer and biggest offensive contributor, senior captain Thomas Hernandez, had provided 4 or more points in 5 of his 11 games before suffering a fractured femur. The injury would sideline him for the better part of a month and start a slow trickle of health issues that would begin plaguing the Pilots.
I know he's injured right now, but, for the first, almost half of the season, carried us offensively. He's fast, he's strong, he finds a way to get himself in position to score goals.
And it came at possibly the worst juncture of the season. During the dog days of January, the Pilots would hit the roughest stretch, battling not just opponents, but health as well. As the virus worked its way through the locker room and sparked a rotating carousel of players in and out of the lineup.
You always hate to have one of your best players get injured, but if we get Thomas back, which we're still waiting on, but if we get him back later on in the year, it's going to be a giant blessing in disguise, because since his injury, we have gotten a lot of production from a lot of different guys. We're getting production from Ricky Roraff, Austin Scott, Vince Torres. Joe Jenkins gets a giant goal. So we have a lot of guys who have stepped up at different times for us.
In all, the Pilots would total more than 10 man games lost, and the struggle on the ice became very real, scoring 2 goals or less in 7 consecutive games and going 5-4 in the absence of Hernandez and several others. That, however, will be good enough for the Pilots to stave off a surging Trenton Trojans in the MIHL standings, as De La Salle clinched the South Division Championship for the first time in program history.
Everybody just wants to win a state championship. We all want to get a ring and show that De La Salle hockey is a great hockey program. Everybody's working together. We can't split apart. We all have to be together, working hard. Everybody just needs a click on the ice, which we are. We're doing great clicking, and we know where everybody's going to be at.
3, play within yourselves. Do your job. I know this is a big moment. Don't go outside of what you're supposed to do. Play our systems. Do what we do. Do what makes us successful. I fully feel that you guys are prepared. You guys and your schedule and everything you've done is set up for this game.
25 games in 100 days. The Pilots have been prepped and primed for the MHSA Division III state playoff. 2,000 miles traveled. 88 goals scored. 5 overtime games. 15 stellar victories. 9 crushing defeats. All in preparation for the single elimination tournament in early March. A field of 47 teams will be whittled down to one lone champion. And if the Pilots want to reign over all of D3, they will have to traverse a formidable 5 games in 10 days to earn the right to call themselves champions. Up first, De La Salle came to a head with the Knights of University Liggett, where seniors Matthew Pelto, Gregory Pine, and Austin Scott set the tone, extending their careers as Pilots even for one more night and earning the right to advance to the regional final. There they awaited the leading scorer in the state, 101.57 goal-scoring forward Henry Gabriel and the Royal Oak Ravens. But when Pelto, Pine, and Scott ironically struck again, in that order, and put the Pilots comfortably out in front 3-0 early, the focus shifted from worrying about the state's leading goal scorer to simply finishing with disciplined, sound De La Salle hockey. A second consecutive shutout from Andrew Gruitt, as well as a stellar defensive effort in shutting down Gabriel, who managed just 1 shot on goal, combined an overwhelming offensive attack with a stingy team defense, earning the Pilots a commanding 7-0 win, and will bring a regional championship back to De La Salle for the first time since 2014, making the Pilots just one of 8 teams left in Division III.
Obviously, what I love the most is that we put up 2 shutouts. Because like we're really getting after it defensively. Like our defense are closing out. They're not giving the other team any room to bring the puck in transition. All our forwards are closing out on the other side. So like we're not giving them a whole lot of opportunities to get a chance to score. To be honest with you, today like 7 goals, 6 of them were 6 different guys. Ultimately, like the best thing here is that like it's a collection of guys that are all contributing. Like Corbett, number 15 for us, that's his first goal of the year. Great, I mean that's awesome.
And while the accomplishment means year 1 under Craig Staskowski continues at least for one more game, it's quite clear that this coach, this team, this program has much more to accomplish before closing the chapter on 2017.
4. This is a big one. I really want you guys to take start. Have fun. Enjoy this. I'd like to tell you this is the most important thing in your life. It's not. This is a game. All right? Have fun. Enjoy this. All right? We all know in this room we have something special going on. We've known that from way back when. It's been going on, and we've talked about it. I want to thank you for representing De La Salle hockey the way you guys have. And honestly, changing its reputation in one season.
A 4-0 win over Detroit Country Day in the quarterfinals will mark a 3rd consecutive shutout, fueled by a power play humming along with a 40% conversion rate in the playoffs and a shutout streak reaching 154 minutes without surrendering a goal. The Pilots enter Division III's Final Four at USA Hockey Arena as one of the hottest teams remaining in early March. For 15 years, USA Hockey Arena, formerly known as CompuWare, has played host to the MHSAA's Final Four. 3 divisions, 9 games, prominently displaying the best that high school hockey has to offer. In early November, 143 teams dream of reaching Plymouth in hopes of calling themselves state champions. By March 11th, it becomes a reality for a select few. There, De La Salle would meet Divine Child, a common opponent. The 2 teams met just 45 days earlier, where the Pilots needed a late third-period goal from Vince Torres to win a nail-biting 2-1 finish in January.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the best seat in the house, center ice of the MHSAA Ice Hockey Championships. I'm Joe Jason. Good to be with you today. We are underway. Winner of this one will get Calumet, the Copper Kings, a 5-2 win over the number 1 team in Division III, Flint Powers Catholic.
The rematch would begin with similar struggles, as the Pilots' high-powered offense would generate 18 first-period shots, turned away by senior goaltender Josh Lucas in the opposite net.
Trying to keep it, and now here's Aiello, and off of the post, Goike. There's a backhander that doesn't get through. LaSalle had a 2-on-none and could not score. Here's a chance out front and a shot. First one on goal, second shot on goal, and that one goes in. And Divine Child is on the board and leads it 1-0.
And when the Falcons snapped Andrew Gruitt's shutout streak, the first goal surrendered by the Pilots in 13 days, marking the first time De La Salle had trailed in the postseason.
Here's a chance. Klinsky moving in. One-timer scores!
Jacob Duratani's goal with 3 minutes left in the opening period would settle the Pilots' nerves and take a 1-1 tie into the first intermission.
trigger. It got off his stick. This one sneaking towards the goal. Here's a chance. One-timer. That's good. Jose Sanchez has given Divine Child a 2-1 lead. That's only their 6th shot on goal, folks. They've made them count.
Down a goal, out shooting the Falcons 3-1 and skating shorthanded. Frustrations were never higher in this very moment in the biggest game of their season. With the odds stacked against his team, Matthew Pelto finally broke through.
There's a shot on the score, shorthanded with 1 second left in the power play. De La Salle scores shorthanded. Matthew Pelto with his 13th of the season. We're tied at 2. Five minutes to play in the second period. That one took a bad hop off the dasher and a chance and a shorthanded goal again. They walked in and scored another shorthanded goal. Thomas Hernandez with his 12th of the season. Out front, score! Puck was loose along the side of the net. Gregory Pine was waiting on front. When he touched past to him, and Pine went top shelf. Back down the ice, and that one's good. Grant Rowland, an empty netted goal. It's over. Warren De La Salle has never played in an MHSAA final. And they will have their hands full with the Calumet Copper Kings.
Advancing to the Division III state final, the 18th team in program history became just that, history. No team before them has ever reached such heights. Only one person, player or coach, has ever made it this far. Assistant coach Larry Harm helped Fraser High School to a Class A state championship in 1983 over Redford Catholic Central.
33 years I waited to get back to this game. I guarantee you, you will remember this for the rest of your life.
And I'm only going to give you guys like 5 things just to kind of take with you as you go through this next 51 minutes. 1, play with your heart. 2, play with passion. 3, play within yourselves. 4, this is a big one. I really want you guys to take start. Have fun. Number 5, play like a champion. Own it. This is yours. Don't let Calumet steal this moment from you. Go out there tonight and show everybody the heights that this program has reached. No fear, no doubt. Don't be afraid to be a champion. Look at the colors you're wearing. Make De La Salle hockey state champion. Let's go!
Making history is a rare, distinctive moment that few ever truly get to live out. When you know that every move you make, every decision, every second will affect the impending outcome. Go left instead of right, up instead of down. Hesitate for even a moment, and everything you've worked for a lifetime could be lost in an instant. Months of preparation, hours of endless work, on the ice, in the weight room, seen and unseen moments through their amateur careers. So much pent-up emotion erupting on the ice at USA Hockey Arena.
Face-off won by De La Salle. We're underway. De La Salle in the purple uniforms. They'll move left to right. And the Calumet Copper Kings will be in the white uniforms with the blue pants. Now a 2-on-2. 2-on-1. Here's a shot. Rebound. That one waved away. Oh, standing in the crease to send it to the far boards was Jordan Kovacs, who saved the goal. Behind the net, Calumet brings it up the left wing, centering pass. Good bullet pass. Here's Anderson. Anderson moves in and the shot goes wide.
But Anderson put it into an extra gear, but a nice recovery by a defenseman to get just enough of them there, Joe.
And now Byring brings it up. Byring looking to center. Getting off the puck. And De La Salle with a pass ahead and a chance for Hernandez. And he scores! Thomas Hernandez on the breakaway.
That's what Thomas Hernandez does. Great vision by the defender that sees Hernandez get a step on two guys in the neutral zone. And it was a perfect pass, and he did exactly what we said he does. He snipes it. Boom. One thing we're going to have to keep an eye on, De La Salle a little bit deeper than this Calumet team. They got a couple extra bodies.
Gregory Pine moves in. Shot score! Austin Scott was on the doorstep and tipped it in. 2-0 Pilots.
You know what? You go to the net, you keep your stick on the ice, and good things are going to happen. 2 shots, 2 goals for the Pilots. Unbelievable. They're putting a mark on 4 and 15. There's no doubt about it. You're seeing Locust get hit every time he touches the puck. Same thing with Rory Anderson.
Shot score! It's the captain! And it's 3-0. Hernandez again. That shot got in. Pruitt, here's in behind the net, and Pruitt down on his back to make the save.
That's a good little play there as well from Anderson. He takes it wide and says, you know what, just in case he's cheating over, I'm going to try to go short side here. Pruitt stayed with him the whole way.
To the far corner, centering pass up front, and they score again! This time it's James Corbett. Taking control behind the net, waiting for it there is Rory, and a score! Ryan coming out front, and things will happen.
Needed that one. That one's big.
They got onto a 4-0 lead. Calumet, all of a sudden, it's like they got a wake-up call. They scored a goal, they'll have a power play for just under 4 minutes to start the second period of play. Pass ahead for Avery. Avery with a shot off the dasher and in! Oh, the lucky bounce! 4-2 game. Reflection quite a bit different now. Puck back out to the point. Minute 39 left in the power play. Puck is loose. Shoot and score, and it is Hernandez again.
Joe, what were we saying about goal scorers? They find spots. There's a mass of humanity, and the one guy that everybody should be keeping an eye on, the one guy that everybody should put a mark on, somehow, some way, there he is with the puck.
Here's a chance. Sent wide. Byring with a wrister. Went wide left.
Good toe drag to create a little more space. Just couldn't finish.
Here's a steal. Byring again and scores! Well, Byring missed the first one and he stole the puck back.
Oh boy, lots of time left in this one yet. They had to get one. They really did to make this a 2-goal game. And Now things could get interesting in the last 6:50 with a 2-goal lead. Puck is taken away. Here's a chance. Hernandez sends it wide. He'll backhand this one out in front, and the puck goes in. Gregory Pine. And it's over.
Relief, satisfaction, gratification, accomplishment. In 1 year, under the leadership of Craig Staskowski, the Pilots took a program to new heights never seen before. Claiming its first state championship in program history, rising among the elite at De La Salle Collegiate, and establishing hockey as a premier program at the school. Likewise, a commanding playoff run culminating with the Division III state championship earns the Pilots the right to reign over high school hockey in the state of Michigan. After attaining success at the highest level and achieving the program's most coveted goal, De La Salle has changed a culture from goals and aspirations to expectations of winning and a culture of championships. The focus now shifts from achieving success to sustaining it.
More than anything else, we want them to have like an incredible experience and them to take everything they've learned from this and to be able to use this in their college life and their professional life and be something that they look back on 10, 20, 30 years from now and say, you know, like my time at De La Salle hockey was way more than just me playing, you know, playing hockey and winning a state championship or a regional championship or whatever. That me playing at De La Salle hockey has made me a better person.
This has been the Pilot Project.
Should I just my shirt off or?
No, don't roll it up a little.
Just like this?
Alright, we're right here.
That's sick! Give me one. Hey boys, do me a giant favor. Put these bags underneath real quick.
Don't act like you're doing it, Vinny. I can set it up for you if you want.
I'm gonna do it. Do it. I'm gonna tell my dad that I'm not. Hey, guys, it's the champ now.
Very.
Are you actually really excited? I got the movement down. Look at it.
Coach Nick took it.
I'm a natural. Turn it on. And he said, no, you're not my series.
Some special effects on there. Get some sparks going.
Yeah, can we add some sparks into this? We need to get out of here. This party at Alice.
Oh yeah, we gotta get to the party. Thank you.
Thanks.